Ladies and
Seen you in
gentlemen,
the car.
my name is Sid Jones. I am here at FBT Studios with the king himself of King of Van Dyke, King Gordy. Ladies and gentlemen, Xerxes the God King.
Lord Vader.
Hail him. And we're about to discuss with this gentleman the history of King Gordy and the unofficial member of D12, the 13th. And this is going to be an interview you do not want to miss. Make sure you're sharing this feed because what you're about to hear is not only just exclusive, but unknown. Mr. Gordy.
Yo.
You have gone way, way back in hip-hop, even prior to the entity. So we're going to talk about the Alpha and Omega. And as I had said, you are known as the unofficial 13th member of D12. Can you tell us a little bit about that history?
Well, yeah, basically, because, you know, Bizarre my best friend. So, like, whenever D12 would, like, have studio sessions and shit, he would always hit me up like, yo, come, you know, do some hooks and, you know what I'm saying, put a verse on this and that, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, and they always, you know, liked my vibe and liked the type of hooks that I did. So I was just always with them. And they my guys, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Swifty, Conniver, Denying, all of them, man. M, you know what I'm saying? You know, I came in the game, you know, looking up to them. So it was a blessing to even work with them. So
you were on the Devil's Night mixtape.
Yep.
Produced by, or hosted by DJ Woo Kid.
Yes, sir.
And you were also on another D12 album. You were on two of them. It was the Return of D12, and then there was a sequel album to that.
Yes.
What was it like being on the sequel album to the Devil's Night mixtape? Because Devil's Night went platinum. It did much better than anybody could have ever anticipated. It was the album that people were like, wow, this is a solid banger front to back.
Right.
What was it like being on that mixtape?
It was a blessing, man. To get on, like I say, to do something with people that you grew up listening to, man. That's just, you know, that's a dream for anybody who rap. Like, if you grow up being inspired by somebody, and then to get on a song with them, that's just, you know, that's like a dream come true. So I'm honored. I was always honored to be around them. You know what I'm saying? Because they recognize my skill.
So let's talk about the Alpha.
Put that weed in there, Danny Males. Fuck it, rock stars. Go ahead, bro.
So the Alpha that I was discussing was the Entity album. Now,
Okay.
Eminem had his hands all over this project. Can you tell us a little bit about that history that you have with Eminem on your solo career?
Yeah, well, you know, starting out early, you know, signed the web because at the time we was both in the want some edibles now. We both was on the same production label, which was called Web Entertainment at the time. You know, but by the time I had got there, M had already sold millions of records. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, just, and he was working with D12 at the time too. So like, and he knew I was Bizarre Homeboy. So like, he would like come and give me beats and shit, or like let me hear a beat. I'm like, yo, check this beat out, see if you like it and shit. I would rap to it and shit, and he just gave me a beat CD and shit, and I picked a couple beats off there that he made and shit. The rest is history.
You were known as the king of horrorcore.
Yes.
And there was a couple of albums that I'd come across that that stand out to me the most, and one of them being quite possibly one of my favorite albums of yours is Van Dyke and Harper Music. What inspired you to go from doing the horrorcore music to that style?
Well, that style is me. I'm from Van Dyke. You know what I'm saying? The horror shit is just a picture I paint. You know what I'm saying? The Van Dyke and Harper shit is really a real representation of me because that's where I'm from. The horror shit is art. You know, Van Dyke and Harper is reality. Horrorcore isn't reality. That's horrorcore. No, we're not fucking raping bitches and stabbing people every fucking day. That's simple. That's art. That's no different than choreographing a horror novel or a horror film. You know what I'm saying? So that's not reality. Van Dyke and Harper is real. That's real me, you know what I'm saying?
And the way that you did that album, it was almost like you were at the radio station. That's how I pictured you being at the radio station, the headphones on, the mic right here, and you're going, ladies and gentlemen, over here on Van Dyke, we're going to be playing this next song for you. And it had that vibe to it. And
right.
I really appreciated that reality. And to go back to one of your other projects, and the song that I really think that describes what you're saying is that horrorcore is painting the picture. It's a song called Misunderstood.
Mm-hmm.
And I really felt like that was, and what's funny is that was on King of Horrorcore too. Mm-hmm. And the song Misunderstood actually talks about like a lot of the misunderstandings and the misconceptions that people might have.
Right.
So when you say, I'd rather have a million juggalos than one of you hoes, it was always directed at somebody different. Can you talk to us a little bit about the song Misunderstood and why?
That particular line, I just meant I would rather have, a few juggalos that thought I was dope than a million mainstream fans who would only love me for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's why I've always had a connection with the juggalos, man. I never, I never painted my face and nothing to try to like be like how can I word this? I never tried to like portray who they really looked up to, you know what I'm saying, which is ICP, you know what I'm saying? That's juggalos are ICP fans, you know what I'm saying? And I do know that and I understand that they just like horror music. I do horror music too. That's why they like me. Some, you know what I'm saying? Not all of them, but the ones that do, they really enjoy the music. So, if I can touch anybody, it doesn't really matter what genre you from. If you think I'm dope or if I'm touching you, you know what I'm saying? That's dope in itself. So, that's why I just said it's basically just saying I'd rather have 10 loyal fans than a million fair weather fans.
That makes sense. The Juggalos really seem to have have a mixed feeling when it comes to the horrorcore music. Like, it's like, whoa, that's like too far. And I entice them to check out these other albums that you've got. King Gordy Sings the Blues, for instance. That was one of the deepest albums I'd ever heard in my hip hop catalog.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an underground MC. I never was a mainstream MC. All I've ever tried to do was make shit for the underground. I care about the underground. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about the mainstream or rappers. In the mainstream era, I only care about the underground. It's all about the underground to me. That's who I'm loyal to. Fuck the industry.
It's for the underground. That's my music. Kill a white bitch
right.
to it.
Yes.
That song you did was
Underground.
Seven the General, man. And you did a sequel to that song as well, I do believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that to me is it's interesting. You did work with Twisted on Jesus Christ Mistress.
Yeah.
And the album that really got people's attention was called Hail Dark Lord Vader.
Yeah.
And with this album, there was the portrayal of you as Vader. And my question to you is, you start off as Vader, and then now we're looking towards the future of the Anakin mixtape.
Right.
What made you decide that you're going to do the follow-up to Hail Dark Lord Vader being Anakin?
You're right, because Dark Lord Vader was my last solo album, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so...
Great American Weed Smoker, but as far as horrorcore, we're going to get to that. But as far as...
But wasn't my last solo album that I put out Hail Dark Lord Vader?
You had Marijuana.
But I said solo.
Right.
No, that was me and Bango from the Fat Killers. So solo album, it was Hail Dark Lord Vader. That was the last solo King Gordy album. So I'm just... It's basically finna start over. The entity, Vader, and then it goes to the beginning, Anakin. Now we're back at the beginning.
That is absolutely incredible that we're... And so on Anakin's, going all the way back to the beginning, would you call that like a rebirth of your career? Or
it's not a rebirth, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what people think my career is at or how popular they think I am, none of that shit. I'm making Anakin because I want to do classic horrorcore music. That's why I'm calling it Anakin, because I'm taking it back to classic, old school horrorcore. You know what I'm saying?
Are we going to be seeing anything on this album that would stem from a little bit of like your entire legacy, or is it going to be straight up like the entity meets Hail Dark Lord Vader colliding?
I mean, I really can't put it in the category of what it's going to sound like. You would have to judge that once you've taken a listen to the album overall. You know what I'm saying? And got a feel for the whole project. But
oh yeah, this right here.
That's that Billy Kimber, LA.
This right here.
Yeah, basically that's what it is. You got to interpret Anakin for what it is. You shouldn't even compare it to nothing. Just say this is just new King Gordy shit. It's a new piece of work. It's different and it's incredible.
What song do you think that is going to be like the one that everybody has to hear, that everybody on God's hot sun has to hear this one song?
Cop Killer.
I'm excited for that one too.
You only got one lighter, huh?
working with all these different artists and being on 7 Mile, working with Seven the General, and many other underground artists, you had an album called Xerxes the God King. And I really felt like you were putting other people on with that album, like giving them like that little bit of a shine. What inspired Xerxes the God King?
Watching the movie 300.
I had a feeling with the artwork.
I watched the movie 300. That was one of the greatest movies I've ever seen, and it just inspired me to do an album. That's all. You know what I'm saying? So, Xerxes was basically inspired by the movie 300.
It had a lot of that beat to it, that like, you know, the sounds of the sandals in the sand, and it had that. It really carried that. And doing between doing King of Horrorcore 1 and
Billy
2,
Kimber.
you did Cobain Diaries, and you said that was going to be a really dark album, and people were anticipating the sequel to King of Horrorcore 2, and you're like, no, there's a message I'm trying to get through that is important to me through Cobain Diaries. You said this in an interview on Juggalo News way back in the day.
Yes.
What was the message you were trying to get with Cobain Diaries? What was the one thing that you wanted people to pay attention to the most?
I was saying that, like, to me, I felt like that would solidify me as the king of horrorcore. That's how I felt like Cobain Diary solidified me being king. Because no other horrorcore album sounds like that. I don't care what you listen to, from the 90s to now, you won't hear Cobain's Diary. You just won't.
That's true. I remember when my buddy Joey Quarters actually handed me some of the songs off that and said, here, you need to check this out. Thanks, man.
Okay, that's it for C.
Yep, that's my one hit for the day.
We smoking Billy Kimber, man. Who was
That's
Garrison
got
Lane?
a good taste to it.
Garrison
I like
Lane,
that a lot.
Billy Kimber, man. L.A. That's what we doing. Is we smoke Billy Kimber. In Detroit, we smoke California weed. Go ahead. Let's finish the interview.
You were at the House of Dank today. What strains did you pick up? Was this what you picked up at the House of Dank?
No, I got this from an unknown source. From the House of Dank, I got the Blue Skittles and the Gelati. Both are cookie. Well, this is a cookie.
One of the last questions I have is, you went from, like, I noticed this in your catalog, you'd go like doing Van Dyke and Harper music, and then you'd come out with like a horrorcore album. Same thing that happened when you did King Gordy Sings the Blues. There was another horrorcore song that was right around that same period, and then you stopped doing horrorcore music for a little bit, got into the Great American Weed Smoker, you got into Marijuana, which, by the way, great concept, great album art. What inspired you to finally be like, I'm coming back to doing horrorcore music? Because you even started doing things with Last American Rock Stars, which is not horrorcore.
Right.
What were you like, I'm coming back as the king of horrorcore, I'm putting my crown back on, I'm doing this? What was that? Where'd you get that energy to do that?
I mean, I just feel like that's me at my best. I'm the best horrorcore rapper in the world. Like, when it comes to horrorcore music, I am the greatest. And that's not being cocky, and that's not being, arrogant or nothing. I am literally the best horrorcore rapper that ever lived.
Will you play us a clip of that song?
Yes, this song, I'm a Cobain's Diary is one of my favorite albums. And on Cobain's Diary, I had a song called Chasing People Through the Woods. Well, I have another one called Chasing People Through the Woods 2 on Anakin. And y'all gonna hear a clip of that.
Hell yeah.
I'm really excited to hear this one. I really am. So do you have any advice for the people that when they're smoking, what it is that they should be smoking, and what they shouldn't be, what drugs they shouldn't be doing when listening to Anakin? Because it's probably gonna really fuck with people's minds.
I mean, shit. Whatever drug it takes for you to get where you need to be, that's your choice, and you probably will interpret Anakin for how you see it, you know what I'm saying? So your drug may make you interpret it a whole nother way than his drug. So, I encourage you to do all drugs, whatever drug you want to do.
Well, I appreciate this interview. This has been a historic moment for me. Being here at the FBT Studios is absolutely incredible, where the Slim Shady LP and Marshall Mathers LP were recorded. Am I right on that?
I believe certain songs. I know D12 did. I think he did the Eminem show here, if I'm mistaken. He did a lot of those songs here too.
Yeah, this is a historical place here with the freaking board that you have to freaking...
Man, that bitch here.
Here you go, sir. Billy Kimber, Garrison Lane.
So tomorrow night, New Year's, are you pumped?
Yes, I'm pumped, man. Allen Park, Michigan, man. You know, Simon's After Dark, New Year's Eve party, the last American rock stars. Be there, man. We're gonna rock the fuck out, man. We're gonna smoke Billy Kimber. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna party the fuck out, man. Rock the fuck out. Come and check me out, yo.
Hell yeah. Shout out Party Masters. I hear you guys hooked up my boy with the microphone.
Appreciate you.
We want to thank you for sending that to us. And if you want to send one for me too, feel free. We shout out. So thank you, King Gordy.
Yo, Dark Lord Vader, man.
We look forward to the album. Stay tuned to RoX-TV Live. Next time we go live, we'll show you the clip of the song. So you gotta make sure you subscribe if you're watching this. If you want to hear
Chasing People Through the Woods Part 2, exclusively on Anakin. Subscribe to RoX-TV, man.
Thank you.